All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Short breaks. That is truly the dream, and we have it. One of the most hyped up matches, I believe, of day one. Digital Chaos versus Complexity Gaming. Cap, you are now joining me. I guess I should have introduced you a little better, but whatever.
That's okay.
That's okay. I am
Nobody
now
cares.
joined by Cap
What
instead
up?
of Lacoste. They're like, Grant, we're getting two of the Tier 1 NA teams. We need an NA guy next to you. I'm like, that's kind of mean. Lacoste's a nice guy. But here's Cap now. We're back.
We need someone without an accent. I think
Get
the
in here.
audience will appreciate it better.
And here we are. And already, I mean, the Meepo band's the only real, it's, thank God Bristol's band. We just watched Bristol last game. They lost, but he was still like top net worth for 30 minutes, even though it was like 14-0.
What game are you guys casting?
Team Overpower versus Freedom. And Freedom demolished them, but
Who the hell is Overpower?
that's Gunner and Venom.
Oh,
Team.
okay, okay.
And then, yeah, Venom still had the top net worth when they were down like 10K net worth somehow. That's just Bristleback, I
Yeah,
guess.
Bristleback's something else.
Yep. And here we are now. We have Complexity Digital Chaos. It was a first pick Shadow Shaman into a second pick Puck Drow into the second pick Venom for coL. Shadow Shaman. Explain why is Complexity first picking it? Go.
Ooh, Shadow Shaman and Venomancer, I think, are both some serious NA flavor right now. I keep seeing it at all these NA pubs. These players are either running, like in lower skill games, it's like Venomancer Jungle, but in the higher skill games, it's safe lane Venomancer. Super annoying to deal with. Like most of these offlaners, like I think what you want from your safe lane most of the time is a very self-sufficient laning hero that is able to put pressure on the offlaner in a 1v1. You know, like Razor, Venomancer, these kind of heroes that can just kind of square up against whatever they're up against and just kind of win the lane. That way you have these two supports who are able to make rotations into mid lane. It kind of gives them the freedom to do so. And they give this like really obnoxious fighting power plus pushing power that it just creates a lot of problems. And Shadow Shaman, I think, is a support that has been doing very well, but I've also seen it being run as a core. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to end up being a thing, but mid Shadow Shaman, I keep seeing these guys experiment with it in some of the higher level pubs, and I don't know how I feel about it, but it does seem like it has some potential, though much more likely just to work as a support.
It feels like back when like 1v1 lanes were actually a thing instead of 3v3 middle. Shadow Shaman would just be amazing. But now that you have like rotations, literally every lane, Shadow Shaman feels
He's like the
he's so
easiest
easy
hero to
kill.
gank.
Like low movement speed, like low armor, low attack range, pretty much everything. And I love the Veno pick right after Puck Drow, because you know Puck Drow, they want to get farm early and then just start 5-manning your towers pretty much. And Veno is extremely good at stopping that.
Yeah, he just lays up some wards before the push actually happens, and then as long as he gets his ultimate off before he dies, his job is kind of done. So Digital Chaos going to get themselves some more team fight power that could be our offlaner here. Venomancer has what, 500 range?
I believe. Can we
something
can
like
we,
that?
Yeah,
I think he could still be susceptible to Caustic Finale, maybe a little bit.
if he plays aggressively, especially on Sand King.
Yeah.
If he plays passive, probably not.
But considering we open with two definitive core pickups, I think it's more likely that we're going to see a Boots first, rotating Sand King into that mid lane.
So I think I believe even EG, they only did it once where Sumail plays Puck when they have the Drow. I think when the Drow's picked up, it's almost always offlane Puck.
Yeah.
So probably Boots versus Sand King, see what he can get done. And
You think Shadows? You think offlane Puck's going to be able to work against that Shadow Shaman support? Because I'm kind of feeling with the Drow aura, you still don't beat him in damage.
Yeah.
You know, like these Shadow Shaman's like a ranged Treant Protector. You know,
okay.
He just like swings at you, and you're just like every hit, you're like, oh god, it hurts so bad.
I think that's where DC is going to want to change it, right? Because we've seen luckily we're in the NA region, so me bringing up EG doesn't sound biased, but we've seen Arteezy get thrown to the wolves as a Drow, where they aggro tri-lane the Drow and he gets dumpstered, and then Universe has a safe lane Puck. Maybe they want to do something like that so he doesn't get matched up against Shadow Shaman.
It's probably not a bad idea to pressure a Venomancer too, considering the safe lane skill build that you tend to go for, where you got this kind of like 1-1-3 kind of build where you're just kind of oppressing the offlane tower with wards.
Oh man, and that was a Sand King pick. Complexity really thought about that Queen of Pain pick, and then almost a nearly immediate Oracle pick. Oracle, like decent save versus some of these slows and I guess Shadow Shaman's whole shackle, but is there like a deeper reasoning for this quick Oracle pick? Or just, I mean, obviously they scrim and they practice a lot. Maybe they have something set up we haven't seen yet.
I think they probably knew the Queen of Pain was coming. Honestly, there's not too many other mid laners that are pretty popular left in the pool. You know, with Lina already taking out and Puck on the opposing team. So I think they're just like, okay, they're going to have a lot of magic damage. The Shadow Shaman, like the control he offers is really annoying. So you could just purge off the Hex. You can also use the R on the Hex or the Shackles. And then you've got this really like slow damage over time coming out from Venomancer, which Oracle counters very well.
Yeah. And now we see Earthshaker as that last second phase pick. So both teams actually... A lot of teams, I think Complexity has more all-around team fight, while DC has a more, we want to take you on 5-on-5, but make it a little bit difficult for you.
Yeah, I think Earthshaker is always a good pick whenever you're dealing with
the backlining of.
Yeah, whenever you're dealing with like Oracle or Juggernaut, it's any of those heroes that if the fight actually goes a little bit long, then their like heal over time just becomes really annoying. Yeah. So I think Earthshaker is always one of those heroes you want the quick cast, fast kill. You know, I want to be able to jump in and blow someone up. Like, and if I'm not hitting the Oracle, then I want to make sure that the hero that I'm hitting is going to die before Oracle gets, you know, anything off, before he's in position to do something about it.
Yep. And oh man, that was okay. Now Complexity's going to do the instant pick here, just a Ricky, which we just don't see much of lately. We see it, I mean, you see it here or there still, but now you have a Ricky Shadow Shaman. More than likely, Ricky offlane died about 3 years ago, thank goodness. Yeah. But that's a very strong, like a lot of damage roaming duo and a lot of shutdowns. So DC, they're still looking for their middle. We see the Medusa banned out by coL. Obviously, Puck Drow Medusa is one of those tri-cores you see a ton. And there's Dragonite. We actually almost saw this 2 games ago. Me and Lacoste, it was Puck Drow opening, and Dragonite got banned actually by not Complexity. I forget who was playing, and that's just a good frontliner.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that DC have the little bit better draft here, just because Complexities. I kind of look at it and it's very. I feel like they need to win the lanes, and they just have a lot of team fight power. While Digital Chaos, I see very clear progression from early game into mid game pushing power from Jura Ranger and Dragonite, and I feel like their lineups maybe a little bit more varied. Yeah. I do really like Complexity's last pick though. I feel like Riki was a great pickup against this Oracle. It's one of those heroes that is very weak in the laning phase, and that was what Riki and Bounty Hunter were always so strong at, is being able to abuse weak supports, right? So he can enable Swindamelon's lane. He can kind of track where the Sand King's going to be roaming around. He also offers an AoE silence versus both Puck as well as Oracle, which is really important. I would say Sand King as well, I guess, just to prevent him from burning away when you jump on him. So this is actually one of the surprising games that I feel good about Ariki.
Yeah, it looks interesting. And this is, for me, after seeing Complexity when, they just picked up Firo and Demon, they didn't look that good. Obviously, Firo was playing from very far away. They've been boot camping. They haven't played in tournaments since they've been boot camping. This is kind of like they have already won a game against maybe a very lower tier team. This is going to be their first real test. Is the boot camp, the 3-4-3 top 6 TI coach, working it in? I think winner of this, obviously has a good shot of going on to just not having to play that 4-man bracket, You want to be that team who goes in. Speaking of that, at last TI, Complexity, all they had to do was beat Team Freedom, and they would have, since they beat EG, and they ended up losing and not making it. And here we go. Whatever, let's just listen. Top lane, they already scout each other, and that's rough, though. When you have a Shadow Shaman who is pretty much playing that hard 5, no boot Shadow Shaman actually feels terrible. You have to stick to a lane. You can't really roam around.
Yeah, I feel like it's playing. It's kind of like playing Crystal Maiden right now, except for Crystal Maiden has that Like, Shadow Shaman, I think, has a more clear goal, which is, like, I'm going to zone out the offlaner, and he's very good at doing that. Crystal Maiden, you've got more of this mixed bag where you're like, okay, I can kind of do some jungling. I can also kind of rotate with my 4 position. Shadow Shaman's, like, again, he's like a Dream Protector in that he just kind of plants himself in a lane, and he zones out this offlaner. And that's why most of the time, solo offlaners are just food for a Shadow Shaman lane. But dual lanes usually contest Shadow Shaman lanes pretty well. But it is going to be a very dangerous lane if they bring Bulba up here, right? Because it's not just a Shadow Shaman. It's a laning Venomancer that's tough to be able to go into just because, you know, one Venomous Gale and you're kind of done chasing a hero.
I like the Puck knows he's going to be up something like a Shadow Shaman where he might not get killed, but he's going to take 10 damage. He has 4 branches, probably to get the extra tank. I mean, he's just stacking branches and nice. Seafreak ends up stealing that bottom rune. Usually does happen versus Ricky, so they get 3 of them. That's good. It's a good start. And now middle lane, they're going to have to be scared because, oh, look it. He brings a courier. Gonna give it to Bulba to bring to him, and obviously, I'm sure Z-Freak and NA, if we look up, like, the Naha stats, he might have the most, like, chicken kills this year, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult lane for him to have a heavy impact, though, a little bit later on when we see the 2-0-2 build.
Oh, but he uses stun early. There is an Orb of Venom up. They're going to take a ton of damage. If he had his Shadow Strike up, actually, it would have been a kill, but Bulba knew he didn't. Or he already used it, pardon me, and takes a ton of damage, but get harassed very hard in top lane. Ferev's getting zoned out. Demon's doing exactly what he needs to do here. Keeping him from the gold, but not maybe the experience, just getting zooped on. And bottom lane, Melons as well, getting decent experience. So I think overall a good start for coL, good blocks. They got 3 runes. It's going decently for him.
Melon's flamed my Earthshaker build, so I've been checking out what he's going.
Yeah. So are you gonna
double mango?
Double mango stout.
Okay.
1 clarity.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll have to wait and see how he's kind of playing it out. He's already doing like the Fisher block and stuff. Yeah. So.
And look at this. We see health potions burned by both middle laners already. We've seen Demon. He's just shackling this guy over and over, but he's not. Oh no, he's not moving his branch up. Why not? It's just an extra stat.
Maybe he forgot about it.
The +1. The +1 damage.
The extra branch. That is definitely not a typical item build, so.
Oh, and here we go. Now Melon's going to get harassed. I think at level 3 could definitely be Trumbull for Melons if he gets, like, full Fortune's End plus maybe level 2 Frost Arrows. Could definitely be a kill if he's out of position.
Yeah, for sure. It's,
Oh, and I like this. Oh, Puck's going to steal their rune by doing that orb. That's so perfectly timed, but he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here now. It's level 2 versus level 2. My man is getting Poison Sting. Gale not up for 7. This is a Blightstone first Veno as well. And he's out of here, though. Takes a ton of damage, but wait. Oh, my. He's going to get the kill.
Oh, he got the poison kill.
Oh, my goodness. That is even better.
That's
is
like
better.
That is like both good and bad for Rev, because he was like, man, this sucks. I'm going to be out of lane forever.
And middle lane, oh, Bulba barely shows up. Double damage, Z-Freak, putting in a lot of work, but dual lanes. How do you feel, like, as a Dota fan, not a caster or anything, do you enjoy watching duo lanes mid or tri lanes even? No, you like the straight 1v1?
The straight 1v1s was such a fun, like, skill-based sort of matchup that, you know,
unless there's a DK, to be fair. That's not really a fun matchup to watch with anyone, I guess.
I mean, there's still, I guess, some intricacy to it, especially for, like, a kill hero like Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
Like, you know Queen of Pain's going to go on him.
Like, this guy actually just blinked past into Bulba. Oh, if he had one more creep, he would have been level 3. That could have easily been a kill. Get a stun forward. Just harass down. No, they have the sentry now, obviously. Probably knew before. And now smoke comes out. This could be tough. Abed just gets harassed down.
Oh, this is the real tough position that you're in.
I forgot last hits.
It's 3.5 minutes in, so there's no shrine coming in soon. You don't have, like, immediate regen. You have to wait for this courier to give you a healing salve and all that jazz. Like, he's just going to miss out on so much time in the lane.
Yep. Oh, man, so far my camera, man, I'm so nervous. The camera worked for me, but I think I've been on point. Besides, I just put last hit denies up 3 minutes, 40 seconds there. Not bad. I'm still there. I should have just gone with net worth at this point. And, well, yeah, we see Swindle. He's getting experience. He's about almost level 4. What's Fereb at? A little bit less, but still has plenty of time.
Yeah, Swindles is doing pretty well for himself. Dubu misses. He actually failed a pull there. That is really bad. You can't afford to ever do that against an Earthshaker. Miss those pulls because Earthshaker takes such big advantage of the CS that is offered to him underneath tower. He doesn't miss CS for the most part because he's got Enchant Totem.
Aftershock, yep, Enchant Totem, and... Oh, he tried to deny it, and he's still got... And the range creep. Swindle's actually on point right now.
Yeah, he's got it all.
He is. Middle lane, I'm surprised. We haven't seen much kill. Obviously, Dragon Knight's just hard to bring down because of his armor. And then Quap has a blink. Just not much to kill, even with these dual lanes and all these stuns. Top lane, possibly Forev, just getting harassed back by Veno.
They're looping around. They brought Demon to bottom lane with Z-Freak.
Smoke pops. Are they going to find Mace? Whoa, whoa, whoa! He meant to mango! He didn't get up. He used his TP. They're still going to kill him, but... Oh my goodness. Another bottle situation from Melons, but luckily at a very smaller level. So he loses TP, uses a mango, but a kill on Mason is big. Oh my goodness, that was a little bit scary there.
Yeah, let's see if this is a really key time for Melons to finish up his CS, because he could get his Soul Ring if he wants
and then
out of this, because I'm presuming that's what the double mango build is for.
Yes.
One mango to use in lane, the other one to pick up Soul Ring.
And 2 HP regen is actually not too terrible for
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's a very efficient item now, because it's only 100 gold.
Yep. And they're leaving a Veno to free farm. I don't know. It was the first qualifier, open qualifier for NA when it was the PPD stack versus Team OP, and I think it was OP Gunner he skipped Veil, and he went like Hurricane Pike Scotty first on Veno and just destroyed a middle lane. A lot of 4 rotations coming from the Radiant side. They're going to try to lock him down, and that's a lot of rotations for nothing.
Yeah, Dubu. He needs the, like, missing the pull earlier and stuff like that is really hurting his experience. And Oracle is one of those heroes you need to get to level 4 as quick as possible, because you do want this 102 build, but you need that Fate's Edict for this game for sure. There's so much magic damage around.
There is, and look at that. Regen is spotted out. This Quap gonna get saved for once the bottle comes back. And that's gonna be nice. He just has a full bottle. Doesn't have to use anything. Save the regen for 8 minutes in. They're just gonna go in. Blow some of Abed's infused raindrop charges, and there you go.
Does Shadow Strike? At what level do you think the damage tick needs to do to break infused raindrop?
I think 3.
It's level 3, yeah.
I believe so.
I wonder if it's ever worth considering getting that 3rd level.
Oh, and here we go. They're going on mid. Such a scary gank, but here comes Demon. Can he get? He gets off a full charge before Bull was here, and once again, it feels like a little bit late rotation. He's gonna stun into Demon, and right in front of Bulba's old. Well, actually, Demon and Bulba weren't teammates. That was Pegasus and Bulba, but I mean, it's close enough. And man, Earthshaker, I can't believe how much he's getting. I mean, I know Earthshaker. I mean, he gets the early block for himself, so he gets experience. But he is sitting extremely high up. He is the top level in the game with 2 other of the Dire heroes.
Yeah, this dual lane is really just not. They're failing to zone him out as well as they should be able to.
Yeah. And that's right. Like you said, that one missed pull gave him pretty much a full level and like 400 gold.
Yeah, and it's not like they have a whole lot of kill power over Melons, just because he's going to always carry a TP on him.
Yep.
And it's a non-stunning dual lane, so...
And look at Demon rotating bomb now, level 4. Do you like the... I've actually seen this, like you said in the NA pubs I watched. They don't go Hex early. I think I see it like 8 now.
Yeah.
You go the full Shackles. Like we saw middle, that extra Shackles did a ton.
Yeah, I kept saying this. Like, they kept buffing Shackles over and over again. And it became... Like, it was already such an insane level 1 ability. Yeah. Like, the value from it was so good at level 1 because it was both damage and holding time for your carry to be able to come over and hit that hero. But now it's just gotten to, like, it's straight up just a damage.
Oh, no. And, man, DC feels like they're not crumbling per se, but Sand King's smoke got broken, and he didn't see the Veno jungling, and he just popped a dust because he thought it was a Ricky standing on the bounty rune. So I mean, wasting dust this early when you're not farming is really bad. Yeah,
they wasted a dust earlier when they smoked on the shrine. They threw out the dust to make sure Ricky wasn't on top of them. But you know, you could say it's kind of wasted still.
They know Mason's down here. They have committed 4 heroes now, including Demon, who's been rotating around a lot as a Shadow Shaman, and he TP's out. Smartly. They don't know he's done that yet, but he's just jungling now. He has decent farm. He has a full Aquila if he wants to bring it along with treads, so he's a little bit tanky, lots of damage. That's kind of what a Drow does early game.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that makes Mason such a solid carry, is that he really has a great understanding of when to rotate out of his lane.
Uh-oh, Moo. Do they have the coil up? Looks like They do not.
The wards are going to slow down both Bulba and Mason, so I think he felt like there was just not going to be any follow-up.
Yep, middle lane now. This could be a big fight. They're going to get in the double smoke, and it's going to hurt. Abed is taking so much damage. Ulti comes out. This should be a double kill if Fiero wants to go for it. He does Shadow Strike. Will we see a stun by Bulba to try to save him? Should do it right here. Doesn't look like he can. It's just going to be a scream. Get the kill. And Fiero on LAN, a little more deadly than on 300 ping.
Yeah, Jesus. This is Complexity. If you look at just the lineup, it actually looks like a very strong team.
Yeah.
Like, Fiero is a beast. You've got Demon back. Like, you know, Jimmy just seems to be one of those kind of players who he's a really good player, but he's not like the hardest working player in some times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's always when his back is against the wall and he has to perform that he always steps up, right?
Yep.
So we had TNC, like that was his last shot, basically, a competitive Dota. If he failed in Southeast Asia, I'm not sure where he would go from there.
Exactly.
And you know, obviously we had this dropout with DC for him, so now Complexity is I feel like Complexity is his last chance in NA.
Yeah.
In some way. You know, he regained some of his reputation after TNC and stuff, so I think this is again another last chance for Jimmy. So this lineup, it looks like it should be very good.
Yep, and here we go. The DK Drow lineup begins. They're down 5-0, 3K net worth, but can you really run into a DK and a Drow? You can't. Oh, and the Dust gets again. That's a lot of gold wasted on Dust. Obviously not the biggest thing, but still, you want to get something out of it. So they take a tier 1, but the Dire takes bottom tower.
Yeah, that's a great thing about Shadow Shaman. You have a hard fight position that can threaten towers and push out lanes. Yep. It's such a unique thing for Shadow Shaman to these heroes. Yep. So you're able to deal with 5-man lineups really well because your cores don't have to position themselves really far out there in the side lanes.
Yeah.
Like they can just go ahead and play off of neutrals and stuff, and you let a hard 5 position be the threatening power on the side lanes. It's a huge positional advantage for you as a team.
Yep. And look at this, Veno going for Midas after the Veil. Man, I still think, you know, you talk about now that Towns came out, what actually is the best 25? I think the 3 times ward damage and HP is definitely a top 3. Those things are actually unkillable, even for carries.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like 1,200 HP, I believe. You actually can't do anything versus them.
We've got another ward one in this game, too. The Shadow Shaman Serpent wards +1 attack HP. Yep. That doesn't sound like a whole lot.
But when you have like 10 of them, tags and all that, it is. Oh. Possible gank on Forev, smoke a little bit late, but he just didn't pop the smoke screen. Do you like, we've seen a lot of teams actually go 3-1-1 on Ricky instead of the Cloak and Dagger. Like, smoke especially is good versus Puck.
Yeah, it's my preferred builds. After watching other Ricky players, I felt like smoke screen, like as a support, you're more utility than damage anyway.
Yeah.
But I can kind of get behind Cloak and Dagger sometimes based on the game.
Yep.
If you're doing a little bit better than expected, you get that faster level 7. Because honestly, Tricks of the Trade is a pretty big damage dealer.
It is, especially even if you just get that like 1 diffusal blade, even at like 25 minutes in or something as support, it's insane damage from that.
Yeah, and he went the Treads build as well, which is better for Cloak and Dagger because obviously it's based off of your agility. So.
A little more damage early game, and I mean Swindle. This guy, I like when Swindle plays when he doesn't feel pressured. He went Soul Ring Treads, doesn't rush the blink after Soul Ring, gets the more damage-oriented build, and man, he is really farming. They're just gonna lay the wards down, and it's gonna be a fight. Look at Swindle knows something's up.
Nice.
This could be the big fight. Chicken's actually here. They blink in. They go in. They get the ult out. But Mason Dubu is level 6. Luckily, good silence coming out. This Ricky is definitely going to go down. Will Fiero as well. Trying to bring down Bulba, actually. Willie doesn't quite get him. He needs to get the stun off. Abed doesn't quite do it. And now they just farm up wards. So he said it did look like a very good setup from Melons, but couldn't quite get in there.
Yeah, honestly, that was really high skilled from both teams. Like, Complexity had a very smart setup with the Ear Shaker. Their execution was really nice as well. Like, they jumped together. Yeah. Swindles didn't throw out the Fisher until Z-Freak jumped on the hero with the smoke, and they also had the Queen of Pain. Fiero instantly blew his whole entire combination. The Sonic Wave went out immediately, but it still wasn't enough. Dubu was quick enough on the fingers to get that false promise, and all that damage is rendered useless.
Now we see Moo gets a nice counter ward top. I love how he's not forced to, like, he doesn't feel forced to pressure this top tier 1. And he's just going to the jungle even when it's this low, just farming up. Very good efficiency. And he's almost level 12 at 14 minutes in. This guy is going to be a very, very hard kill. And even if you do go on him at level 2 ult, he just pops out on you. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, when he gets to level 15,
yeah,
I think that's a little trying time for playing against a Venomancer. He just gets so tanky.
Yeah. And look at that. Oh, my goodness. One creep from level 12 just picks up a tower. It feels like they're in the lead. 4K. They have more pressure on the map. The tier 1 still, look at how much. DC is like, okay, we've lost those 2 tier 1s. We got to keep middle up. This would give them so much room to move around if we lose it.
Yeah, you lose that middle tower, you lose a lot of control of your Dire Ancients, or your offlane Ancients, as well as your safe lane neutral area, so...
I'm just watching Abed. Without the Fire Dragon, he's doing stacks, and he had to stun the Ancient Prowler. It's rough. It's rough out here. I mean, there's not... Where's he going to farm? Bottom lane? There's no way they can farm bottom.
Those Prowlers, they're like the best thing for some heroes, and they're like the worst thing for others. They're like these goddamn lifesteal hero piece of shits. And then other guys are just like, oh, sweet. I can use my magic on them.
And now Demon wards up again. We saw him use it middle. I mean, Harass on tower gave quite a bit of gold to the Radiant there, but I don't think you let that like deter you from just laying him down to siege a tower, even if you don't get it. Just keep playing aggressively. You have Veno wards. You have those wards. We haven't even seen the Veno go. He hasn't left mid or top lane, has he? Like, not even once.
No.
Just go into the jungle. Just farm top. If they're not going to pressure you, do it. You're winning 4v5 right now. And look at Z-Freak. Oh. It was nighttime. Did he even see Bulba? He just walked past it, I think. Oh, he's just getting wards down. All right. Yeah, and Abed. Oh, cancel his clarity. I don't know if it's worth it. I would. But that's why I'm sitting here casting, not playing. I'm like, this clarity's
You're
gone.
like deep on the enemy side of things. You're like, oh, that 50 gold is going down.
Even though
you're surrounded by heroes on all sides. But you're going to give up like 300 gold if you die. But that 50 gold clarity.
That's worth it.
Word.
Even though he has like full wand charges, like the clarity doesn't mean that much to him. Yeah, that's worth it.
Dude, I wouldn't do that because NA Dota has trained me not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I do that, I'm going to get the all chat. Like, and I die for it, I'm going to get the all chat, you know? Kill my clarity for what?
Is he going to steal it? Oh, he does. Firo just stole one of the Ancients with an illusion. Sorry, I thought it was... I'm a CS guy. I could watch laning phase for 30 minutes and be more hyped than team. I don't know.
I know you are. I see the hand of Midas.
Love it.
And you just start moaning.
Luckily, no one's getting it except Veno, it seems, right now, is off cooldown, but it looks like he's moving to Ancients. None there, or none at the neutrals. And they're pressuring middle now. I like this pressure. Demon might just ward to take the tower.
Yeah,
he's going to. He wants to, I think.
Yeah.
Swindle's telling him no. And I've talked about this with other people. A lot of people want to go in on Swindle that, oh man, he's just not that good. Maybe he's not a captain. He has a different captaining style than, like, him and Crit are completely different. And they work differently, right? They've both been to multiple TIs. I would say, I mean, Swindle is more domineering, which some players like, right? Like, they want to be told what to do. It's easier for him, while Crit's more laid back. And I really like Swindle's style with certain people. Like, Moo obviously likes it. He's been on the team with him forever. And he loves Swindle's captaining.
Yeah, I think it's important to have your team on the same page, right? You all operate the same game plan, because Dota is a very complex game, and there's not necessarily any one right way to do things. What's more important is that you all are on the same page of doing something. You could play like MVP Phoenix, you know? Yeah. As long as you're doing diving towers together, it works.
Top lane, we actually have a go-in on Moo. There's smoke behind him, though. This might not be good for Raiden. They're trying to get him. Ulti comes out. Abed is going to get ultied up. But meanwhile, the puck over here, let's see if he can... Demon, yep, gets the hex, gets the hold. He is going to die very quickly there. They have double Veil, by the way. Quap and the... What's his name?
Yeah, I saw that with the Venomancer.
Yeah. That's it. It feels like Quap might have just been able to rush an Orchids or possibly a Lincoln's with it, but I guess because they were just getting 4v5 solo kills, he's fine with it. And they know the Oracle's ulti is not up anymore. This is a free tier 2. This is just perfect team play right now by Complexity.
And now we're glad we kept the Serpent Wards from the Shadow Shaman, right? Because we could take this tower very efficiently and then use the backup and use the space to farm and stuff like that.
Bulba is going to get stalked. Nope. Kind of getting stalked here. That's the problem with no phase boots, Ricky, though. You do move a little bit slower than Tranquils or phase boots.
Yeah, I actually thought there was a chance he might get both boots. I've seen that before.
Yeah. But it looks like he's chilling for now. He's just going for an Aquila. Has it. Demon has a full drum now. Uh-oh, they see him there. It has the dust. He has the coil. They need a kill. They will get it. And that's big for Forever because it's solo kill. Gets him a little closer to level 12. That level 2 ult for team fighting.
Man, this Dragonite pick, I thought it was kind of okay, but now I'm looking at the repercussions. You know, like, they have this Riki Queen of Pain, which is really going to be able to abuse a melee hero in mid, right? And because of all that abuse, they have to put Bulba mid, and a Sand King functioning as basically a hard 5 position. You know, he's not going to have his Blink Dagger anytime soon because, you know, they've had no space whatsoever. They've taken very little towers. Their underfarmed Dragonite is not the threat that he really should be.
Now, Mu is playing just like an Invoker almost. He's pushing out every wave. He has the experience gain as well. And what are you going to do? This is exactly almost the same build the PPD's team lost to on the carry Veno. Minus, he just didn't get Veil, but he's already moving over to the Dragonlance, Hurricane Pike, and once Veno gets like his 2 core items, he's gonna get his ult off no matter what. And you might not even kill him if you blow up everything on him. That hero is insane. And there's I love this. They know tier 1 is more than likely gonna go down for sure, and they just commit to tier 2 bottom.
Yeah, I think playing against this Venomancer, what you now have to do is you no longer can think about just blowing him up. You have to think more like, we need to pressure him enough that he feels like he has to use his ultimate, but it isn't on that many heroes. Right? Because we have this Oracle to be able to safeguard 1 or maybe 2 heroes against some of that damage.
And they're just doing it. Whatever. Ward's in base. Let's push it up. Let's see how much damage is unhealable, of course. They do on this tower, and it's going to be a good chunk. Mason's going to try to farm up. They want to, like, deter Mason, or they just want to drums away?
I think they should actually sit back farther back with their heroes, but...
Oh, man, look at... He gets destroyed here and healed up a little bit. This is... Now it is more than half... Wait. More than half HP done to this tower, and they're fine with that.
All right, Grant. I know how you're all about the efficiency, so think about this. If they sat a little bit farther back, say they sat in front of the staircase with, like, at least 3 of their heroes. Right? That would be a serious decrease in the tier 3 armor, and it means the wards would be doing a lot more damage. I think if, you know, obviously they're kind of positioning themselves to see if they can have a go or something, but it is something to consider. If you don't think you're going to make a committal for some sort of hero on the high ground, it might be better to have some of those backline heroes be even farther in the backline, just because wards are your only source of damage on tier 3 anyway.
The only reason maybe they don't do that, well, first of all, that's super min-maxing, which I love. Maybe they don't see it, but they...
I know, that's why I want to talk to you about it, Grant.
But also, Bulba wasn't shown on the map. Maybe they thought, and here comes big Echo Slam. Mason, good ulti coming out from Dubu. He's about to get blown up, though, and Mason's in a lot of trouble right now. He is Shadow Bladed. Scream comes out, and he's dead. Oh, my. Swindle with the jump right there.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Is this just...
They're just
it's a tower for sure. I don't know Rax, but it's for sure tower. Wait, Jimmy, Wards, 28, can't get there.
They can buy back on Mason, but
if you buy back on Mason and get nothing for it, I think you don't just lose the game, but it's very close to that's way too much lost. Yeah.
Oh, it's a lose-lose situation, right?
coL, this is what I wanted to see. Like, I hadn't seen him play for a month. They were doing the when Batman like goes up to the Ra's al Ghul's house. And takes the leaf and stuff and just hides up there and trains. That's what they were doing. Because they look amazing.
I don't... Is that a reference?
To Batman?
I know it was Batman, but...
Yeah, it's Batman.
Is that a comic or movies?
The movie. It's in the first of the new Batmans. Batman Begins. The one with... I
don't remember this.
Scarecrow. Come on,
with Christian Bale and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. You're doing your best. Maybe we do need Lacoste back in here. I don't know. You don't want to get my Batman references.
Is Lacoste better with the
He might. We were talking about
media
James
pickups?
Bond. Yeah, we were talking about James Bond. Who's your favorite James Bond? I guess we'll get that in there.
I actually like Daniel Craig.
Okay.
Because the reason I like it is the very first scene you have, the way he operates as James Bond, the way that, you know, that guy ends up like doing all these acrobatic shit to like get through these small little window spaces and something, and him as Daniel Craig just runs through the door. Like that's what I think is cool about James Bond. Is that like sometimes he's faced up against, you know, opponents who are better in some way than him, but he finds he finds just through willpower or something just a way to just get through it. Right. I'm not really all about the the fancy sophisticated gadgets and the.
I feel you. Yeah. But speaking of fancy gadgets, we finally get the major item. DC gets their Blink Dagger on Sand King. They can do more initiating if they want, maybe more pickoffs, but they are quite underfarmed at 11k net worth lead. Swindle has a full Ewel's now. What are the major items? What are we looking at a Quap? Going for a BKB next. I like that after the Orchid. Even Ricky has a Blade of Alacrity, almost has another one, so... I mean, one more tower, one fight. He's pretty much stacked. All you need is a Diffusal, and that hero really is the position like 4 or 5. And this guy's just... Moo is just yoked out. Almost a full Hurricane Pike and level 18.
Yeah, the Blink Dagger on the Sand King really isn't going to threaten them
Not
that
as
much,
much,
just
yeah.
because they're so tanky. 1900 HP on Earthshaker, 1800 on Queen of Pain with a BKB.
Look at this,
in
though.
sight.
The kind of hidden Roche. They see it, or they just... They know they can't get there in time now. They smoked in, and Dubu showed himself. Now they're just going to go for... Oh, they're drumming in. They said, all right, you're going to get punished. Do they have Glyph up? They do not. They have it up in 9. No, these racks are both dead. Yeah, they're trading the Roche for the Aegis. Yeah.
As DC, you just give this up. I think it's pretty clear you're going to lose that lane of racks, very likely. You need to start thinking about, like, what's our long-term comeback? And long-term comeback is going to be using this Aegis somehow.
Yep. I like that. I mean, your range rack's going down anyways. Forev just denies it. And here we go. Fight's coming in. Abed, they actually get the Queen of Pain, and she gets massacred. And now it looks like our boy might fall in Z-Freak as well. They're going for him. And he ults, buys some time, and dies. Well, there we go. I mean, losing a full set of racks is rough, but now you have the Aegis. You have a little bit of momentum here. Where do you want to go? You still can't really 5-man push.
Yeah, we got to keep up this... I'm not sure if like they should be hitting any neutrals right now. I think like they should look to push out the lanes as quick as possible because they have a very small window to do so. They need the Blink Dagger on Abed.
Yeah.
Because they've got to somehow work complexity a little bit. I don't think you can still take this straight 5-on-5s.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough, especially with level 18 definitely up on Moo. He's going Ags.
Yeah.
So he's not going for the straight, I'm just gonna right click you, never die, and just destroy you play top lane. They're going in. Swindle is very tanky. Oh, Chicken's flying. Dubu, he's going to get ulted, or, pardon me, Dubu ults up onto Bulba. Can he just get a TV back and live?
Abed almost died there. Oh.
Oh, my, yeah.
But good save by Bulba.
They're doing a good job getting the saves now. I think Z-Freak realized, he's like, okay, we were winning, we got racks. I just realized I'm kind of under-farmed now, though. Like, really under-farmed and under-leveled.
Yeah.
He needs to get some demons level 12. He's like, man, this is nice. Has a gem.
He's like, I thought I was supposed to be the 4 position. What happened?
Oh, deny that creep. It's just, all right, or not. Regen.
Okay, DC are in a pretty good position, right? Because they know the Venomancer just uses ultimate.
Yep.
They've got the lanes decently well pushed out, like top's way past the river. They can push mid past the river right now. And bottom lane's not going to be like an impending threat anytime soon. So I think this could be one of those opportunities, maybe get some sort of smoke play from 2 or 3 of their heroes.
Yeah.
Either that or...
How much, I think the biggest thing is, how much does Complexity's team fall off compared to how much does DC's team fall off? Neither of them have that super, wow, we have amazing super big carry. I mean, Drow versus what, like, Veno Quab, I feel like Complexity actually might scale better in the late game. I could be wrong here.
Yeah, I think they do too.
Yeah.
I think Queen of Pain is the best carry in the game, actually.
Really? Just
this game.
This game, okay.
Yeah, because the 70% spell lifesteal makes him very hard to actually bring down.
Yeah.
Because he's just constantly healing through everything. Yep. And I don't know if you... I don't know if Dro Ranger and Dragonite, they're like the kind of carries that operate when they're ahead.
Yeah.
You know, like they can go 55, 65 minutes, but it's usually because they're 5 or 6 slotted. Yeah. I don't really see DC getting there, but
they, yeah, I really like what DC's doing here, though. They pushed the tier 1, they're going for the tier 2, and a tier 2 for a tier 2 trade at this point, and they're not even going middle, actually, to get that tier 2, so I like what Radiant's doing. They could almost... they can't really threaten the base because we already see pushing in coming from Moo and Demon. If you don't TP back soon enough... Uh-oh, Demon's going to be in a lot of... Oh, no, miscalculation. Will he still die? He should. But that could have maybe... Oh!
Nice force.
No. I think that was actually Moo killing him. Yeah. Now he's in trouble. This is not good. It would have been nice force, but that was... That's what we talked about. They need to rotate back because they knew those two were there. And is this just going to be a triple kill? Oh, Z-Freak, what can he do? Not much. All the smoke screen. Mason gets it.
That was complexity rushing too much.
Yep. It feels like, because maybe they thought they were going to go for the tier 2 tower, and they didn't even get it. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that was the perfect play.
Yeah, it's not like that tier 2
Means
really
that much
buys anything for DC,
Yeah.
but defending a push like that certainly does buy you a lot.
Uh-oh, and we have actual kill going down bottom. It seems like, oh, Dunk comes in. It's the Dragon Knight. He has BKB. He gets ulted by Dubo. And now we're seeing the power of this Oracle. Just buying their carries time. They have BKBs if they really need, and they're fine.
Yeah, this is pretty tough. Like, Complexity have given away some pretty key items for DC. They got the Yule Scepter on Puck after a really that first bad team fight of Complexity. We now have Mason actually getting into real mid-game territory with Shadowblade and BKB.
Yep.
He's now just the Hurricane Pike. And our Dragon Knight. Our Dragon Knight has his BKB, can now pick up the Blink Dagger. Actually going to turn that into a Shadowblade instead.
Yep. And probably after that, if he wants to go Silver Edge, it's a decent chance he does, or I think he'll just go to Assault Kyrus, and that's really, it's not the super late game. That's when you're hitting middle to late game, and we said that's when they want to push the Drow and DK frontlining, and then Drow just sieging with the Dragonlance Hurricane Pike. Oh man, Moo is farmed, but he's going the magic damage build, which I don't think is going to really help in these next couple team fights against Oracle as well as BKBs.
Maybe I can see
damage.
kind of like the situation, like these cores are very dependent on their BKB, allowing them to survive. So if you get that sticky effect of the Aghanim Scepter onto these heroes, like I think it'll still win them the team fight when it's most important. And that's probably like what, 45 minutes. But it does definitely set a tone where it's okay, if we don't win the game at that point in time, my build is going to be less effective, you know, 55, 60 minutes.
Yeah. And possible push or kill coming bottom, but Forev doing a good job of just hiding. They kind of want to do something. I assume DC wrote down the Earthshaker's ultimate time, so Earthshaker's ult's not up, and maybe they wanted to get a kill Complexity, like, oh, they won't expect a gank, but they're just sitting in their base as DC, and that's the right play to make. He has a double damage in the Dragon Knight's bottle. They want to take a fight now.
Complexity just gotta chill out.
You think if they play the farming game for like 5 more minutes, just pressure lanes, maybe wait for next Roche?
Yeah, just wait for next Roche.
Yeah,
I mean, they took Roche away from you, but they gave away a lane of Rax. Right? There's no reason, like, they obviously made a very significant trade. If they don't get anything out of that Aegis, which is tough to do when you have a Draw Ranger, like we saw, you know, all they really did was push that tier 2, and, you know, there was never going to be an impending fight or anything. So it's not like they were able to utilize that Aegis in any way. So just farm up. Wait for your Roshan, because it should be theirs. They're always going to control more of the map. It's not like DC... You don't see a whole lot of like smokes or them really attempting to gank Complexity a whole lot, despite, you know, trying to bring back map control. The reason is there's this Riki that's always there. There's Riki that's always going to be scouting you out. When your lanes are pushed in and there's a Riki, it's so hard to get effective smoke ganks. They're going to try one now, a 4-man smoke across the river, but it looks like it's going to run straight into Z-Freak.
Oh, nice. Well, the wards are going to kill it. That's very interesting. They have to know something's up, right? You don't fortify a shrine with 21 HP for some crazy, and they are going to find Z-Freak. He doesn't have the gem. This isn't the biggest thing. Nice stun up on Demon on the backside. Swindle Melons doesn't stun anything. He's BKB. He actually blocks him. That was a nice play, but Demon's going to be in trouble. Does he throw the wards? He's still hiding. Uh-oh. Does he get the Hex up on Forev? He wants to. Mason kills him. Bulwark's kill on Z-Freak, and now... what does DC try to do? We see a split push bottom by Moo. And look at already. Forev TP's immediately back. He saw some backdoor shenanigans possibly from the Quap.
Yeah, they still didn't get what they needed.
Yeah.
Like, those tilt kill on the supports, it doesn't change the game in any way. They still have to go back and defend their lanes because Moo's pushing out bottom. You know, I'm sure Swindle's going to, like, backdoor a creep wave or something here.
Oh, my. Mason. The 50-50 of going up or down. Uh-oh. Firo, though. Oh, Swindle's going in. It might be a bait. It is a super bait. BKB getting popped by Fear. We're going to see the Earthshaker just get destroyed. Bulba might go down. I think he's getting healed up enough. No, not quite, but still a good trade. Duba now getting chased down. Abed's here. Shadow Blade gets 4-step forward so he can get the stun off. And nice. See you later, Fear. Whoa, 4-staff, but goes right into Moo, pops his ulti. They know they don't have any ultimates on the Radiant side. Moo's just right-clicking him hard here. Mason running away with BKB. Abed, nice. BKB's getting over the TP. Should be good enough. It is. Mason just needs throw in. He has a Hurricane Pike. Will he get away? It's looking like yes, but Boots of travel up on Moo. He's getting blocked right now.
Nice force forward.
Nice. And that should be the kill on Mason. Now, they drop a sentry just in case. That's a, yeah. Well, that was, DC wanted that, right? They baited it in. Yep. Like, they're like, they might be sitting around up here. They go in. Perfect ults by the Oracle almost every time. Saves Bulba. They get a kill on the Quap, which is huge, but you just lost Mason. If they didn't lose Mason there, perfect trade for them.
Yeah, it was pretty understandable, right? It's they're thinking to themselves, like, okay, we've got this one kill. We're going to catch Firo here. Like, we kill him. They can't really fight back that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moo comes in, and he's a threat, but ultimately all that threat did was get them the kill on Mason.
Yeah.
They were still able to get out with Firo. So,
well, this is a very aggressive play. They have the Shrine up, so Firo will be TPing in 1 second, but they started this really early. I like the aggressive play, and here he comes TPing in. They know BKBs aren't up, actually. Mason's dead, and DK's BKB just came up. They're just going to give it up.
Yeah.
That was smart. Okay, smart play, going for it super early there. I like it.
Yeah, I think DC and that top engagement, they set the trap, they got greedy, and I think they kind of do have to play greedy in some ways. They get punished for it by giving up Roshan, but honestly, Roshan was always like, you know, 75% chance that Complexity was going to get Rosh. Like, it was very unlikely DC were going to be able to ever take enough control back of this game to be able to find the Roshan for themselves. So DC just have to, again, kind of reset into what they were doing before. Playing pretty passive, playing a lot of 5-man. Yeah, that's what they've done pretty well, I think. The score's only 11-11. DC have made sure that they've always been in close quarters with each other. They haven't given too many kills away to the Queen. Like, I would expect, the way this game started, that Queen of Pain would just go off and get a whole bunch of picks, but he's always been countered by Dubu's Oracle.
Yeah, he has, man. It's 11-11, like you said. A little slow pace. It doesn't feel that slow pace because there's movement on the map. Now it does. I mean, DC, look at how scared they are. They're actually 5-man sitting in the base. That is insane because they have a ward up top. They're like, how's no one farming the jungle up there? But they have a ward bottom. No one's gone through that. They're super scared of a smoke gank, which is fair. Even though coL's kind of just 5-manning. They're both just 5-manning, whatever.
Yeah, look at Frep.
No one has vision. No one has vision of anyone.
Frep, like, popped his head out of the base to see if he would, like, pop a smoke or something, but...
And this is the biggest thing. I think Abed being underfarmed, I think, is the biggest problem here. He's finally getting something. Going for a Bloodthorn. Or an Orchid first. What's the Orchid for? Just the Quap, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still one of the best late-game damage-dealing items that you can get.
Oh, this is... I like how they just commit wards, try to push us. They commit a stun. He's still trying to farm these out. It's going to be deniable for sure. Let's see. Will they hit it? No. Swindle says, I will take that. He has BKB now, by the way.
That's big.
That's big. A Basher. Oh, I like that. They do need that team gold, actually, because they want Ricky. Ricky's not farming that much. A Basher, though, you just blink in, like, Diffusal Basher, just hit on 2 of them, maybe. Could be curtains.
I really like this BKB from Swindles, and the timing for it is very important as well, because this puck, what Ferev's job in these team fights is going to be is he needs to be able to get to some of these backline heroes.
Yeah.
The Venomancer, the Shadow Shaman, the Earthshaker. Those 3 heroes are all 3 heroes that are very good to be able to get your silence and coil on. It just kind of slows down what Complexity are trying to do in the fight. The Earthshaker in particular being locked down by a coil is usually like the death sentence for your initiation.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not going to get anything good most likely in the team fight after that. But with the BKB, he can actually pop that, you know, wait for the blink to come back up, blink out of the coil, because there is no Aghanim Scepter yet for Ferev. But he is closing in on it. He can almost buy out if he wants to, and forsake the buyback.
And I see they're just saving every single bounty route and everything for Moo right now. I think they just want to get him 25, and I think they might actually start sieging with just the wards.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have to commit even a 5v5. They can just commit those wards into the base, slowly see. I mean, not even slowly, because they get 3 times damage and HP. They do a ton. It's gonna be interesting. Top lane. Oh, he's not even 25. They're just gonna commit. They're going for a kill here. Puck seeming to get out. Maybe. Nice. Oh, the max range silence gust right there by Mason. Will buy him a little bit of time, and they were hoping for a kill. Will they commit more? Or will they just go back to farming?
Would you buy this if you're forever? Would you buy the Aghanim Scepter?
This Puck, I like the more lockdown. But it feels like if you're gonna fight.
Sorry, I should say without the buy.
Oh, without the buyback?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I think you have to have.
Keep it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And well, looks like they're good. I really do think they just wait for 25 on Veno. Do they have a tome up or anything? Is that what he's flying out? No. Well, he's flying out in Assault Curious, which is almost just as good. And they are going to start sieging, actually, with just the garbage wards while Mason slowly destroys them. Nice. Get Dubu. They want to get this kill. Silence comes in. He's going to BKB. They're going to blow him up. Perfect ult. Mason's right-click, and we see Bulba goes in, doesn't get a stun up. Firo, though, might go down. He's trying to heal up, but he can't quite. He has the Aegis, though. We see move pop ulti, hits on 2. Abed's going to shrine him. He might have to go to the other shrine as well. Do have his Silence coming from
He's
the
not
Quap.
even gonna make
he
it.
will not, and
That's
that...
it.
That's definitely... That's going to for sure be Megas if they want. And then, I mean, we did see in Secret versus Mouse. Secret stayed in the game quite a bit, so we might see DC do the same. You know when Moo's happy when he spams stuff.
Yeah.
He seems like a really sad guy, but then he like gets super. He has the highest of highs for sure.
Yeah. He definitely gets like very much in his own
Yeah.
head, you know, about the mistakes he made, his team makes.
And there it is, 25. Look at these wards are. Wait, did he not go? Did he go poison? No, he went.
No, you get it.
Okay.
You get it.
He just, that first one wasn't. And there's the Ags by Quap. Pardon me, Puck. Same hero. And there it is, Megas. Where does DC, what does DC, tell me, Cap, you're the captain of DC right now. They have Megas. You have a little bit of an underfarm DK. You have a Drow who hits reasonably hard, going Silver Edge into Ags.
Yeah,
How do you do this?
I would say time to change our item builds. So we're like all our farms just going to be coming to us, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to be operating off of
base.
these mega creeps that are coming into us. So we're going to switch up our item build. We're going to get Mjolnir on Dragonite. We're going to get Aghanim Scepter on Drow Ranger. We need that level 25 on Puck. I have no idea how he gets it, to be honest.
Yes, yeah, it's gonna be rough because you're not even getting experience from these megas really, and you're gonna be sharing it like 3 or 4 heroes at a time.
Oh god.
Mason though, I like it. He actually bought the Silver Edge recipe, but he doesn't commit to going. He gets the axe first and then goes Maelstrom. So you know you don't have to fully commit if you do something. And this is smart to say, like it's kind of 900 wasted gold, but it's a good decision.
Yeah, if they get the Axe Mjolnir on Drow Ranger,
They
that
can push forever. I
yeah,
mean,
that easily
counter.
deals with two waves.
Yep. Ooh, an Earthshaker. The 4th item, Solar Crest. I like it. Just easier for sieging, helps the frontliner, which is pretty much Moo at this point.
Yeah, and you could get some serious dunk damage now with your Enchant Totem.
Oh, and here we go, the smoke gank. Who is it? Mason. Uh-oh. They have the...
Dubu's not behind him.
He's not. But they obviously probably think he is.
Yeah, okay. Dubu started walking over too.
Look at these, man. Mega range versus little ones. That's poor little guys. They actually just drop in 2 hits. And Swindle now farming, level 20, gets 40 echo damage. Like that. I mean, now that they're winning, he wants to be in front. If it's in a losing game, a lot of times you see the Fisher range, but
Yeah.
nah, right here he's good. And this guy's going Silver Edge now on Moo. Like it. If he just hits Mason with it, like you don't even want to really. If you break, possible kill here. Swindle, does he time it? He does not. No. It is a tough timing, but. Yeah, if you just break the Drow Ranger, she loses actually all her damage, right? Because it's damage reduction already, and then she loses ultimate as well. She
And
actually
same
just
goes
loses
with the
everything.
Dragonite,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like you lose your tankiness.
Silver Edge is super good here. They're just pushing forward. Look at Abed's like, oh dear. This is my favorite time to cast right here. Megas versus non-committal. I mean, why should they commit though? This is smart play by coL. You don't want to commit to a dumb fight.
Yeah, complexity. They're just like waiting for that one situation where they're
I'm not
finally
blaming
going to get the
them.
pick off.
It does make it slower pace, but they are playing the smart game.
Yeah.
That is the Dota IQ. Look at that Midas in backpack. It's still coming off cooldown, but it's all good. Oh, the stun comes out.
Nice.
Gale flies. He gets silenced. He is dead. He has buybacks. It's not over yet. Drow Ranger's moving up there. Get it just seat. Man, Moo actually still takes a lot of damage here. He's getting coiled out. Where's he going? He's getting coiled out again. Abed wants to chase in the back. Getting a stun off on the back lines. Firo is going ham. He is actually destroying everyone. Mason, Oracle, and now on the front lines, Boba fought back. He's going to die. Over here, Dragon Knight's getting kited around by friggin' Jimmy.
Did you see Moo gave him the walk around? They had the Abed shackled up by the Shadow Shaman, and Moo just gave him the little loop-de-loop walk around.
Whoa.
Damn.
Wait, the game actually ended, though. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What? And they... Oh, my God. He did... Oh, my... Just stay, you... Is this... Okay, there we go. Wait, it's not over.
I love me some NA Dota, baby.
Oh, my...
Oh, that is fantastic.
I do like the swindle question mark.
Yep.
But it was his team leaving that made it re-pause again, actually. But it's all good times. So, look at the scoreboard. Let's just sum this up really quick. It felt like early game rotations were perfect from Z-Freak as well as Demon. I mean, when you have a... Demon had like his first 2 kills before he got boots, which is insane for a Shadow Shaman. They got early levels. Bulba got a, 26-minute blank, and... me and Lacoste were talking, it was the last game. That's kind of, it's unacceptable, even if you're a 4 position. Like, that is far too late for someone like a Sand King to get it.
Yeah, I think that the drafting choice left open a mid lane problem, which Bulba had to kind of plug that hole. But then he somehow still had to find a way back into the game to get his Blink Dagger. While on the opposite side of things, if you look at the Initiator and Complexity, Swindlemelon's actually had a really great lane, and part of that was, I would say, some small mess-ups there by Dubu and Mason. Not being able to actually threaten Melons more than they did. I don't think they ever really forced a TP out of him backwards, and they also didn't keep the lane in check as much as they should have. So as a result, Melon's got a lot more out of his lane. Bulba is suffering. So you have one side that just gets the initiation advantage much earlier, has a lot more power, and they were just able to work things from there. I think everybody from Complexity played very well. Even Moo, who probably did, he was like the most automatic, right? He was just like, I'm just farming. It does take at least the decision making of saying like, I'm going to still stay in this lane.
Even though you have a big ultimate. You should maybe keep you to fights and do that, but they didn't need him to. And the fact he got level 25 far before, I mean, no one even hit 25 but him. He got the experience tell and just, I mean, they own it. Felt that I love that the Venomancer. It was the first pick after the Drow Puck, and it felt so good. Like right there, usually you don't feel like, oh, this Dread, it's only 2 picks. I love that pick immediately after. In hindsight, of course, but.
I think this lineup was just kind of designed to stop the Draw Ranger push. After all, like you picked up Draw Ranger really early, so Complexity just said we're gonna win our lane, so we're gonna stop the Draw Ranger push. Like we're never gonna let them take a tower. And if a Draw Ranger doesn't take a tower, like if they don't take a single tier 1 tower in the first 20 minutes, then the game's almost over, just right there.
Yep. Agreed. So, well, that is the end of that. I don't know if we're still casting here. We're going to be on, I think we were on Beyond the Summit, but just stick around if you're on Beyond the Summit 5 or Beyond the Summit 1. Stick around. There's definitely a ton more NA Dota. We still have like 7 rounds to go, I believe. So, Cap, you're going to be back casting with me next game, so I won't ask for any last words because, honestly, I just don't really care about you that much. Yeah. So, see you.